Hello, beloveds, and welcome to this Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine channeled message. So the message that I just received, I was standing outside, and for me, it's been like a wild, last few days for me personally, well, this whole week actually, pretty much, but I have been doing a lot of my own energetic work and shadow work, right? Like for my own journey and doing energy healing and stuff like on myself, just like I do with my clients one-on-one. And the breakthrough energy and the releases that have been occurring along with the guidance from my spirit team and from my higher self is just, it is so profound and next level. So it makes me really happy as a healer. And I'm getting to a point. It makes me happy as a healer, and it ties into this message, by the way, because it's different when you do energetic healing and different quantum healing and different kinds of exercises with yourself versus working one-on-one with another person and soul, right? And if you guys know, if you're a healer, right? It's different. We have a much more difficult time breaking through our own barriers. I do anyways. It's much easier for me to do a psychic reading or a past life Akashic record reading or a healing session with someone else than for me. Okay. So anyways, so the reason why this is so important is because I have been doing a lot of deep inner child shadow work. And I've been working with specific ascended masters and guides that I'm called to help me through this. So I had really, really huge energetic releases of trauma from my inner child this last week. But sometimes, when you get a massage sometimes, right? The masseuse, right? They do a deep tissue or whatever, lymphatic drainage massages, etc. When toxins are released from the body, from the muscles that have been there for so long or that have been in there, it can physically make you ill. You can get nauseous. Sometimes people get really nauseous or dizzy after massages where there's been a lot of toxins released, and then you have to go home and you have to integrate that massage or that energy work or whatever by hot bath, grounding, meditation, lots of hydration. So the work that I did and plus with the astrology and stuff, it was so profound with my inner child, purge and release that literally my shoulder blades and the whole upper half and my neck was completely locked up. It's just been insane migraine, tension in my neck, all in mostly in the left side. So where I've been holding a lot of my wounded feminine inner child energy, but both sides. It was wild. I've never had such a huge release. So kudos to me as my own healer and the work that I do, but also at the same time, holy balls, okay? This was a huge release, but it immediately locked me up. And I have been having to move the energy out through massage, adjustments, Reiki, just doing different kinds of things. So it's been working, but it's been big. So the reason why I'm sharing this is because one, many of you guys tuning in, you are really awakening right now and stepping into your spiritual calling and path and mission. Maybe some of you guys are already doing a lot of your spiritual work already. You've been on this journey and it's expanding and doors are opening in other ways. But also for the divine masculine and for their soul mission and their soul's true purpose, right? Our soul path, our true north, our north node energy, right? So the south node, I saw an astrologer the other day who I love, Chris Corsini or whatever. He's hilarious, but he's an amazing astrologer. And he said the south node is it's the shit pile. It's the south node is the shit. It's the shit pile. It's it's the porta potty that just keeps built. You know what I mean? So we have to clean out the shit. Okay. And that's a really great analogy because it's true. It's our karmic path. So it's generational patterning, social conditioning, economical conditioning, false matrix conditioning, you know, it's the life that we were born and flung into versus our true soul path, okay? Which is the North Node. So the North Node is the soul, and then the South Node is like your karma path, okay? So that's why the South Node, he said, is like the pile of shit path. It's like the bucket of shit, because there's a lot of shit there, right? So anyways, there's a lot of things happening in both masculine and feminine's lives and worlds right now that are calling for alignment, and, you know, that have been calling for realignment, cleansing here, cleansing there. Where are you still trying to be in control and hold power? Okay, and that can look very different. Like some people, it cracks me up how people can be like in the distorted ego and like project onto people like myself who see from very high spaces and places, and who are coming always from a place of help and guidance and love and support and truth. And you know what I mean? Like, this isn't like an Erica, like Erica's out here to win the most and make the most and do the most. Like, no, Erica's out here delivering free YouTube messages from her heart and soul, because that's part of the reason why she came here, was to do this work and to be here with everyone, right? But people who like, they will, you know, they'll project, you know, they'll say things like, oh no, I healed that. Oh no, I've done my work there. I'm good. Like I've done inner child healing. You know, I worked on my inner child, you know, like, you know, they don't understand that just like a beautiful croissant or a beautiful pastry with its many flaky little skinny thin layers, that is our soul too, and our soul fragmentation and our soul work. There's so many layers and layers and layers and layers. So if you're let's say it's a piece of soul pastry that's this thick, okay, like a big thick piece of pie. You've done healing, and you've gone through these layers, right? You've gone through, and it's been a great amount of healing, and this amount of healing took years, right? But you still have all this here in between, right? And you do a little more and a little more and a little more and a little more, boom, and then it's like pure soul fragmentation. You bring it back home, you call it back in. So anyway, so the reason why this is all important, of course, is because this has to do with masculine and feminine. Specifically, me sharing about my inner child wounding and healing, and the tension and the extreme tension, headaches, migraines, the energy like releases, and the energy like pulses, and the energy stiffness, and just everything. That's how a lot of times you can tell that like you did some really big release work, because you'll feel it afterwards, and it doesn't feel good. Sometimes a nice release just, you can feel it. It just releases, and it's very, very simple. It's kind of like like birthing and labor, right? Sometimes women have very easy, you know, baby comes right out labors, and sometimes it is grueling and lasts for hours upon hours or days at a time, right? So same thing. So the reason why this is all important is because both feminine and masculine have been, there's been a lot of inner child, okay? So just a lot of karmic stuff, and, you know, like there's a lot of breakups. There's a lot of, you know, truths, especially with this full moon in Libra that we're about to have, like powerful first, like, you know, full moon that we're having since like, you know, since the eclipses and all that, right? It's in Libra, which is a cardinal air sign. Libra, you know, Libra is opposite of Aries. We are in Aries season right now. Okay, so Libra sits opposite in the astrology calendar to Aries. So like, you know, like when Aries was in North Node was in Aries, South Node was in Libra, right? And all of the Libras definitely felt that for sure, but the cardinal signs in general did as well. But anyways, my point with all this is Libra represents partnership and balance and karmic contracts, and, you know, like karma and soul agreements, and, you know, all these different things. So what I'm seeing is that for a lot of the masculines, they have fulfilled soul contracts, like big soul karmic contracts. And right now, just like for the divine feminine, the dust is settling on their end. Right now, the masculine is in this place of the dust settling. They're integrating their new realities, many of them, their new versions of self. Like they're getting to know themselves again on this new, hi, nice to meet you again, nice to meet you for the first time kind of level. So it's them reconnecting with themselves, which is beautiful. That's the point of all these journeys, I will have people that are very concerned. What's my soul's purpose? What's my soul's mission? What's my soul's purpose? And a lot of times when people ask these things, you know, I'm pretty good at what I do, but you know, a lot of times the spiritual realm will only reveal so much because you're at a certain point in your journey. So it's like you do have these gifts and you do have this soul purpose, but for right now, maybe spirit is only shining the light on your soul purpose being healing work, forgiveness, you know, releasing control, like, you know, things like that. You know, like I just recently read for someone who was very triggered by the spiritual guidance, like, you know, and that stuff never happens. Like, honestly, like it's the person, it's not me. You know, if it was like, you know, me doing all these readings and reading for thousands of people and thousands of people were saying the same thing, then, you know, it's like, hello, what is the common denominator, right? Just like in math. So I know it's not me. It's just, it was very triggering to this person who was already very wounded and in fear mode. And, you know, and it's, as a reader, like if you are a reader, you do this kind of work, it's not easy because, you know, you're trying to bring energy and information down into physical human words. And you're trying to do it, not even try, I don't even try, but I just do it with the most compassion and love and support. But sometimes if it's like a wounded animal, they will just attack and attack and attack. It doesn't matter how much love and guidance poured in from the higher realms and from the soul, you know. And the reason why I'm saying all this is because spirit has been showing so many their soul's true path and purpose, but they get triggered by it because maybe it's not exactly what you want to see or who you want to see, or you know, maybe you're getting a lot of references to a new soulmate and maybe spirit's kind of pulling you away from this runner that you've been chasing after or watching readings for so long. Or, you know, maybe spirit's really telling you, hey, they're not the one. They just were meant to help you awaken. They were just helping you come back to who you are and, you know, go and activate into your healing path and journey more or whatever it is. But they're not your person. The universe knows best, and that's where humans, they want to know everything and control everything, and I want the answer and I want it now, and that's not how it works, right? So both feminine and masculine, feminine already knows this a lot and has been way showing and showing the masculine this in general. But right now, you both have been getting hit by this. You, in the recent past, over the past few months, especially in March, both polarities of this connection were really being shooketh, okay? You are maybe feeling that right this very moment, but this full moon in Libra is balancing that out. It's helping to balance out the energy where you've been feeling all over the place. Like you're just going to feel more balance. Libra is balance. It's calm. It's comfort. It's love. It's nurturing. It's compassionate. It's Venus energy. Plus all the Libra traits of, you know, genuine, authentic, honest, truthful. So it's like getting really real with yourself. The truth is coming up. The truth is coming out. It is happening with this Libra full moon for so many, but also internally with yourself and your life. Things you've been avoiding or things that, you know, you felt coming. Like this is the moment of truth. Libra represents justice. So this is a moment where the full moon drudges up and pulls to the surface our karmic justice. Okay. So anyways, bottom of the deck just randomly here. This isn't going to be long. Mostly this message is just channeling. Divine masculine. So feminine and masculine. Deep, 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 deep inner child wounding and healing is occurring right now. But I want to focus on the divine masculine. So if you are a masculine tuning in, welcome in, my love. You are here for a reason. You could be divine masculine, man or woman. But predominantly, like, there is a lot of divine masculine men out there for sure, especially when it comes to these divine unions, especially if you are a twin soul. So anyways, this is the masculine reconnecting and like being shown through dreams, through certain situations. Maybe they find themselves witnessing a situation that they were in when they were a little boy. Maybe it's they're in the grocery store, and maybe it's a dad yelling at their little boy in the store, and maybe that jolts or triggers a memory for the divine masculine of a moment they were yelled at publicly in front of everyone, maybe by their father. There's a lot of mother-father wounds coming up for the divine masculines right now, but a lot of their inner child that they disassociated from, also like their senses. Like we all, right? Like we have our senses, like touch, taste, smell, sight, blah, 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 right? And yes, of course, some people, like my father's almost completely deaf. He wears hearing aids in both of his ears. He has been since he was like 3 years old, because he, or like maybe 4 years old. I don't know, he was young, but he got spinal meningitis and then he lost his hearing. So there, you know, but then the senses get like amplified in other ways, right? So anyways, what I'm talking about is our senses, our sensuality, our ability to really have like the strong connection with our senses. So it's like not just, oh yeah, this food tastes good. It's like you really feel it. Like this food tastes incredible. This food is amazing right now. Like my taste buds are happy dancing. This feels so good in my mouth right now. That vision, that art, that just seeing that flower, it's bringing me to tears. Like just seeing it is just so breathtaking. It's so beautiful, right? Like I'm giving you examples of like when you're in this like beautiful like heart, you're in your heart and you're connecting with and tuning in with your senses. It's like having like super ultra superhero senses, like vampires. Your hearing is extrasensory. Your taste is amplified. Your scent is amplified. Your vision with your physical eyes is amplified. Plus like your third eye is off the charts. Like there's so much. So I feel that right now, I feel like the masculines are really like reconnecting to like their sensuality is opening back up. They're rediscovering themselves in a lot of ways. The inner child healing is being shown very, very, very strongly right now, which is beautiful, because it's like a divine masculine, like opening back up to the fact that they are inside, just like we all are. We are all just adults walking around with these little wounded inner children inside of us, and we all just, you know, and that's why like we cling to toxicity or abuse or addiction or different things a lot of times, right? Because our inner child is so wounded, and that's why the work is so important. And that's what the masculines, there's a lot of childhood memories and things reminding them of childhood or adolescence or their teenage years. But I'm telling you, this is going to be like, I'm going to say like college, like 20 years old and below, but specifically like ages like maybe 12 and younger. Okay. And then also, like I said, a lot of like things are being shown, a lot of like past wounding that have been held onto and that have been created, all kinds of stuff in your lives. It's being purged and cleared and healed. It has been, but like there's huge, I can't stress enough how big the inner child stuff is. Show me the inner child healing for the masculine right now. The Tower, boom, just boom. It's knocking them off of these false thrones. It's knocking everyone out of these cycles or these patterns or these, you know, these programs that like have been controlling, these pain programs. It's literally like facing your suffering and giving yourself permission and looking at your inner child in the eyes, like seeing yourself as this, seeing yourself as a little boy or a little girl. How old are you? What age are you? What are you wearing? Is it from a certain situation or a moment or a memory that you loved, or a traumatic memory? Connecting with yourself, and then, or just reflecting back, like for the divine masculine, these kings right now, again, they're back on their throne. There's a lot of clarity, moments of aha, oh my gosh, like I see it. Whoa, I haven't thought about that or that person for 30 years, 20 years, or however long it's been. There's a lot of clarity. This represents the air signs. And I just spoke all about the Libra energy and the Libra full moon, okay? This also, I'm hearing like a bat out of hell. So with this Libra full moon as well, this could be the divine masculine taking action. Very clear, very, like, it's very, the communication is very clear. It's very to the point. It's very precise. It's very, very honest, very open and authentic, okay? I think it really knocks you for a loop. I do, feminine, if you're the masculine watching, like this is This is your message. This is your sign. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. Reach out, communicate. But also it shows that, you know, whoever's tuning in, that you're on the right path. This stuff is really coming out of nowhere with the Tower. But this really powerful, like, inner child, like, it's like soul therapy, right? It's spiritual therapy. And it's like stuff that you're just like, it's just happening. It's just being brought into your awareness or your remembrance or whatever it is. But you're seeing very clearly. And I think for a lot of you guys, you could be having dreams or like meditations or visions in meditation, where it is like you go back in time and you are revisiting maybe a happy time or a happy place. But like I'm seeing a lot of like you're little, like you're dressed little, you're like your 7-year-old self, your 10-year-old self, your 12-year-old self, your 4-year-old self. You know, for some of you guys, maybe it's your 17-year-old self. There's a lot of forgiveness and healing. And I'm telling you, that is so powerful. That is some of the most powerful kind of work we can do, because the inner child runs the show. The inner child runs the show. It runs everything. The inner child is the soul. It's the higher selves, right? But it is you as a child. The 8 of Swords. Mental freedom. This full moon has the masculine feeling stronger than their like, you know, mental prison that they get stuck in. Hold on. Look at, yeah, there it is. I was just going to ask for another card, but I don't need to. You know what? I'm also getting an interesting message here about like the divine masculine. Like if the masculine like ghosted or they left you on red, this is not karmic. This is not someone who, you know, called you dirty, horrible names and cheated on you and, you know, slept with your best friend and then like stole your car and all your money. Like this is not that. This is a divine counterpart. This is like right person, wrong time. If you've met in the past, if you haven't ever met this person, it's someone who's coming in and this is what they've been going through as well as you. But I think if you're here, most of you guys, because I channel a lot of the past energy too, because I'm a divine union guide in one of my missions here is to be that. So I tune in to true divine counterparts and unions. And there's many souls walking the earth at this time who have run into a divine counterpart and kingdom spouse. That doesn't mean you guys are meant to be together. Sometimes it's not that way. Sometimes it's just, you know, you guys had a season and a reason for a reason. And maybe it wasn't karmic. Maybe it was just to activate each other, right? But you had some kind of soul agreement there, right? I'm talking about the ones that, you know, the universe sees you guys as being together, you know, but you also have free will, okay? That's who I'm channeling for. There's Libra, there's double Libra. The Empress showing up with justice. This is a huge, this Libra full moon, it's Venusian, it's Venus. Libra is ruled by Venus. Everything that I just channeled and said just got confirmed here with these 2 cards, major arcanas. Because this is the justice, this is your balance. This also speaks of huge like life decisions, things, huge things happening in life that bring you more balance. The karma is cleared, the lesson is learned, the frequency has risen. This is all about your good karma though. We have the yin and the yang and the sun. For me, that is divine union. It's coming together. It's a lot of like clarity. Aha. The sun shines light on all. No more being in the darkness. He's a truth teller. He has high morals. He's honorable. He's a truth teller. He's also not going to make his move and come forward until he feels like he can do it in an absolutely honorable way and in an honorable position, because he honors the hell out of his queen and his empress. You see? This is the rest of April. Like this is new beginnings. It's harvest. It's the birth of new cycles. It's the birthing of cycles that have been manifesting in the 5D, birthing into the 3D. Like there's a lot, abundance, lots of love and, you know, affectionate energy and Venus energy and coming together and really moments of deep, you know, deep conversation and connection and like, you know, moments of, oh my gosh, like I felt this and knew this all along, and so did I, and like, you know, and then comparing your notes of like these things too, of like, this is crazy. You guys are going to be like mind blown. I think that's too, I think it's like, you know, this is mind blowing too with the Tower. Show me the King, the Tower, the Justice, and the Empress card, please, before we go. So I love you guys so much. I just felt like I had to come in and do this reading for you guys. So this is for, I mean, it's just for right now, but we do have the full moon through the 12th and 13th, right? So over the next, like, you know, couple days or whatever. And then, of course, we're already feeling the energy. It just peaks during that time, and then, you know, it carries for a few days. So, you know, I'm going to say over this next week, over this weekend through next week, and then through like Easter weekend, like there's a high probability of like a beautiful conversation, but it just depends on this person's free will. And the King of Swords, whoever that is, divine masculine, you know, that's a part of like the inner child wounding that they're moving through, as well as other wounds, is getting in their head. This is someone who overthinks. They could be like a Virgo, where they analyze everything. They go down the rabbit hole about everything. They could be a Libra too. Libras are notorious for that as well. Like, I don't know, going back and forth, you know, indecisive. But one thing about Libra is when a Libra knows, they know. They know without a shadow of a doubt, and there's not anything that can shake that faith and that truth within them, right? Look what card came out. I was specifically asking about the King of Swords, the Tower, Justice. Justice for all who have been doing the work, for all who are tuning in right now, right? And the Empress, like past life soulmates. But I'm literally, this whole message was about your inner child and the massive inner child healing that is helping to bring all this together. I'm telling you, this had to happen. Otherwise, union couldn't happen. This is beautiful breakthrough energy and soul recognition and ascension resilience in the way that the masculine is honoring their inner child. They're doing things that bring them more joy, that bring them less pain, things that light them up. They're starting to remember things that like used to make them happy, and things that they enjoyed, and their passions, and things that they would dream of, and, you know, things they dreamt of doing when they were a child, or dreams of theirs that have been pushed back because of life. And it's truly, like I said, an integration of rediscovering themselves, waking up to the fact that what they've been living is not who they are, and what they've been through is not who they are. It's just who they've been, versions of who they've been. I'm telling you, the inner children right now are leading the way in a huge, huge, huge way. So for me personally, you guys, yeah, look, I'm telling you, inner child wounding connected to the heart. Wounding that has made this masculine fearful and anxious and stuck in a lot of ways because they don't feel worthy. They weren't told enough that they were, you know, that they were loved. Or maybe they had a father, you know, who was very macho or very stern. And maybe their father didn't give them compassion or show them that compassionate, loving, nurturing energy. Maybe all they got was distorted masculine from their father. And maybe all they got was distorted, doormat, you know, wounded feminine from the mother. A lot of people, especially empaths, starseeds, light workers, etc., like grew up with parental dynamics like that, or something even far worse, or whatever it is. Okay? And it's not our parents' fault. It's not anyone's fault. But Erica, my parents abandoned me, and they were drug addicts, and they were abusive. I understand. That could be just as bad and painful, right? As mental and verbal abuse. There's lots of parents that they themselves, their inner children were broken and wounded. Their hearts were broken and wounded as a child, and then they grew up and got pregnant or whatever, got someone pregnant, and then the generational patterns started carrying out in the same way through their children. And right, the buck stops now. The buck stops here with you and with this beautiful masculine, beautiful feminine and masculine reading here, you guys. I love it. I'm going to leave it here. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, if you want to book a past life reading with me, a one-on-one healing session, a general reading, whatever it is, I do all kinds of stuff, event sesh, it's in the description box below. Also in the description box below is where right at the top you will see the link and video. You're going to want to watch that for our Mary Magdalene. It's a Magdalene lineage code retreat in southern France. There are many people out there who do these retreats, you guys, but I'm telling you, none of those retreats are going to be like the one that we are doing with Stellar and John, who I'm co-hosting with. They are in full Hyros Gamos, yin and yang, beloved Yeshua and Mary union. And John is a walk-in soul. He came here into a body. That's a whole nother thing. You guys know I've talked about the walk-ins before. It is not a very common thing, but we will be seeing more and more and more of it as many souls decide to check out of Earth because they don't want to fulfill or can't fulfill what they came here to fulfill. So they will opt out and they will do a soul swap. So anyways, that is just more intricate, higher level things on soul levels. But anyways, going back to them and their teachings and Stellar's teachings of the Magdalene codexes and how what she teaches is the same exact teachings from billions of years ago, you guys. Like, it is the original teachings. There are 2 different level of certifications through their Holy White Flame Temple training. All initiates, retreat participants will be receiving this beautiful high-level quantum healing training. Like, you can literally come back home from France and start working one-on-one with clients or people, like, if you wish to, in this regard. There's just so much. 5-star hotel, beautiful, beautiful sacred sites that most people will visit. We will visit too. They're like the main places on the Magdalene retreat, like pilgrimages that people do. But we will also be taken deep into the forest and to other sacred places within the land, etc., stargates, energy portals, vortexes, sacred pyramids, all kinds of like sacred watering wells and crystalline creeks and different things that Stellar and John were specifically guided to discover by Mary and Yeshua themselves, and they've discovered all these different places. So it's just beyond different, and it's just such an honor. So if you are a sister or a brother of the Rose, you connect with Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Yeshua, Goddess Isis, these mystery schools of Isis and the Rose and Hathor and ancient Egypt and Atlantis and Lemuria and Avalon and all the things, you guys, then you definitely want to go watch the video, and then you can proceed to email me and we will get you set up and going to book yourself a spot for the retreat. Okay, here we go. Immediately the bridge came out. Immediately I heard London Bridge is falling down, which is so, my fair lady. I have not heard or thought of that song, you guys, probably since I was little. I swear. I'm telling you, my inner child is guiding and leading me right now. Like, she came in so many different ways this week, and she's like, I've got you. We've got this. You got me, I've got you. Let's remember who we truly are again, Erica. And yeah, it's been painful with the locked energy and the stiff, shoulders and the locked shoulders and the tension in my neck and like the massive headaches. But it's subsiding because sometimes it takes energy, a little time to, But the bridge is communication, connection, connecting, collaboration, harmony. The bridge also, right? The bridges is like a flat, like, you know what I mean? And for me, it's like the justice skills. Like, you could take a car and you could drive across the bridge of justice. It would be like a total, you know what I mean? Okay. I don't know, but that's how I'm seeing it. overcoming barriers, communication. It's just, it's connecting in some way. A bridge could be significant, maybe like a romantic movie, or maybe you guys walked over a bridge, or someone loves bridges, or you drove over a bridge at some point together. I don't know. Okay, and then you have the Rider. You literally have the Rider. This is like the knight in shining armor card for me. This is like someone who is riding into the sunlight, you know, like they're coming for their sunshine, for their bliss, for their joy, for their happiness. It's a messenger. Movement. Things are moving. A visitor, a message, travel, news. News is on its way. Goals, a delivery, visitor, or I said that. Green light. The universe is saying it's the green light. Something on both of your ends has balanced and leveled up, allowing this energetic portal, this time of opportunity for you guys to come together. And the divine masculine is feeling that. And just like feminine is feeling their inner child and their higher self on a really, really huge way right now and seeing them and connecting, so is the masculine. Full speed ahead in progress. There's movement and a messenger, a message, maybe from a distance, from afar. Maybe there's travel, long distance between you guys. I'm telling you, this is good news. This is all connected to that beautiful Libra full moon as well. Justice, truth. The truth prevails. Why? Because the element of spirit has your back. Because this is a divine connection and the universe is rooting for it and trying to do everything it can and has been trying to do everything it can to help you guys both align your free will choices to where it eventually leads to your healing, your ascension, and to union. If not, what happens is the universe, if someone just keeps missing the mark with their soul mission, then the universe will just replace them. The universe will just, for the person who is doing their work, the universe will bring in another soulmate or a walk-in soul or another soul, you know what I mean? But someone who like you can do the same kind of work with, you can elevate with, and their higher consciousness and like all the things, okay? But this literally speaks of allow and divine timing, and then it speaks of just like everything connected with spirit. 0 point energy, that is like the Fool card. It means that as far as the universe and the justice scales are concerned, you both have leveled out a great amount of karma. And that's why it's been so insane and so difficult over the past like year and a half, especially since like 2024 up till now, and this eclipse portal, and now like this full moon and everything, because it was a great period of waking the F up and releasing and surrendering. Because a form of control sometimes can be literally just worry. I'm worried about money. I'm worried about how am I going to pay this. I'm worried about my bill is due. I'm worried about, that's control. And that stems from fear. And worry is obviously connected to all of that. You're controlling instead of surrendering and trusting. That's why you're worrying, or that's why you're anxious or have anxiety, or that's why you can't sleep, or whatever it is, because you're constantly in a mode of control. And the universe and spirit is, and your higher self is constantly going, release control, release control. Don't worry about it. It's time to have faith. It's time to trust. It's time to trust. It's time to trust. It's time to trust. You know what I mean? Okay. And sometimes people just don't, and they can't, and they really have a hard time with that. And so the universe sends in tower moments that don't give you a choice but to release control. Okay. So that's what's been going on for both of you guys. But anyways, right now, this is like something really gorgeous here. Is balanced. It's leveled out. I'm telling you, it's right now, it's just the dust is settling for both of you guys. Meaning you're both doing a lot of integration right now before this can happen. If it happens. Bottom of the deck, random, not random at all. There's no such thing as random or luck. It's the heart. The letter J, someone's initial, I don't know. But number 24 breaks down to a 6. We have 12, 1, okay? This is all about love, romance, joy and bliss, your heart's desire, feeling content and fulfilled. Affection, I even said affection earlier. Kindness, forgiveness, passionate and caring. Yeah, the trophy, a time of victory connected to your foundation, your home, your family life, building a home with someone, like everything, everything. Your money, you know, like let's say you've been struggling with your mortgage or your rent. This month, boom, victory. Things are balanced out. You're receiving, receiving, receiving. All of a sudden, there's influx, more money, unexpected tax returns, like, you know, or more money from your taxes than what were expected, whatever it is. An old company lawsuit, you know, that you didn't even know you were a part of. You get a check in the mail randomly out of nowhere. Like that has literally happened to me like 3 or 4 times in my life. Okay. I'm telling you, you guys, it's all here. All right. So I love you, love you, love you so much. Just for shits and giggles. Okay. I mean, not really for shits and giggles, but for shits and giggles. Let's get a couple messages from the masculine right here. So from this King of Swords, this is the King of Swords speaking to the Empress. He's an emperor. Don't get me wrong. He is an emperor. But right now, his frequency, which is beautiful, okay, because he showed up as a king, and the feminine is showing up as the feminine empress, right? You help this person see very clear around a lot of things, and they want to thank you for that. They have gratitude and love in their heart for you because of that. You reflected a lot of true love and truth to this person just by being you, literally just by breathing and being you every day. There's a lot of like, I want to thank you. I want to like tell you how impactful and inspirational and how like amazing it has been to like just connect with you and receive from you. But also, there's this inner call and dire need for this King of Swords to tell the truth to this Empress, whatever that truth is. I think of you constantly. I'm sorry if I pull on you energetically. I cannot help it though, because I truly love and miss you. Yeah. All right. Like this Empress has this King of Swords all in his King of Cups feels and Queen of Cups feels. Someone who doesn't wear their heart on their sleeve. Someone who doesn't do mushy gushy. Someone who doesn't, you know, like believe in soulmates and twin flames. Like someone who's very like jagged or straight edge like that, you know. You have them believing in magic and fairies and spirit animals, and you have them looking at the moon and the stars and the sun, and you have them seeing, like, they're seeing angel numbers, and, you know, but it's also a lot of the signs just in general for this connection. They can't stop thinking of you. They love you and miss you. Exactly. How does he feel about her? The true Empress energy. He says, I know that we are meant to have children. Do you feel our spirit babies around you too? Because I feel them strongly. And then I put in parentheses, spirit babies, past, present, future. So again, 6 of Cups. So it says, past, your babies or spirit babies are all around. Spirit babies are guiding you to each other. Spirit babies that are, you know, babies, your children that you've had in other incarnations, but also the ones that some of you guys, you guys are meant to bring them into this 3D world here, this earth school. From day one, you were extremely familiar. I was comfortable with you, like I could be myself. I know that you were with me too. It was so organic. I now see why that is. Yeah. This time of year makes me nostalgic, and I miss you more than ever. So right now we're in the spring equinox here in the northern hemisphere. It's fall in the southern. But it's something about like the new life, the new, you know, it's the spring energy of like, for me, it's like the birds are chirping and the butterflies are, and the bees are buzzing, and it's sunny and it's getting warmer, and it's like we can go out and do stuff, and it's more social, and like everything's beautiful and green and flowers are blah. It's like that. And she literally, look at her card. She represents that energy. So I feel like it's just everything around right now is you, is the Empress, is the feminine. Yeah, literally look. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm getting sign after sign about you, song after song. I know this is real. Magic is real. Yeah, this is the real deal, baby. This is the real deal. They miss you. They love you. There's a lot going on here, okay? And then look, I will be reaching out by the next new moon. So we're about to have, I mean, that's within like the next 2 weeks, you guys, basically. Number signs, 143 means I love you. 144, 222, 888, 666, 717, 818, 111, and 1111. Okay, that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know in the comments below how this resonates. Comment down below with one of these number synchronicities. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say 143. And I really like the 818. Okay, but anyways, I love you. Thank you so much. Mwah. Bye.